It's CES time. We got a crap ton of videos to make and we haven't quite left yet because we had one more video we had to make before we left about a thing that's being shown at CES because we got our hands on it early, which is always nice. We are, of course, talking about NVIDIA GeForce RTX. Yeah, it's nothing new, right? How about NVIDIA's apology letter? The affordable 2060 that actually has all the features of the cards below it. This $4,500 worth of graphics cards right here, all crammed into this little guy. This is faster than all of these, I'm serious.
Can you say that?
EVGA offers a full range of components including video cards, motherboards, power supplies, cases, and peripherals. Regardless of your needs, EVGA is sure to have you covered. To see what EVGA can do for your next build, head to evga.com. So let me go ahead and set aside this brick of graphics cards, which literally cost more than its weight in gold. Of course, we are talking about the 2080, the 2080 Ti, and the Titan RTX, or the T-Rex as they like to call it, because I guess it has little arms, I don't know. The 2060, a card that, man, was there a lot of rumors. And even as of a couple of days ago, the written articles that are out there showing off all the leaks are wrong. And I feel like NVIDIA really kind of pulled out all the stops with this card, proving that the RTX series at the top could have been a heck of a lot cheaper, which is, of course, what people were super mad about. They were mad about the launch prices, rightfully so. The 2080, the card that only matches the 1080 Ti in performance, $800 MSRP. The 2080 Ti, don't even get me started on this guy. $1,200 Founders Edition price. $1,000 MSRP. Yeah, try finding one for $1,000. And then of course, the non-gaming card built on the exact same architecture that their gaming card is. $2,499. A good poor man's GV100-ish kind of a card. You can see as the cards were kind of coming out, they were sort of working their way up the ladder, which people were looking at going, okay, well that sucks. So they just ran out and bought all the Pascal cards, and now trying to find a Pascal card is hard, which left people out going, crap, now what do I do? I don't want to pay this kind of money. The RTX 2060 costs $349. Now let me tell you why that's exciting right after we show you the benchmarks. Yeah! Yeah! Do you see why $349 is exciting? Because we showed you directly compared to a GTX 1070 Ti. At $100 less, it's beating it in pretty much every test we threw it. Now, we don't have the biggest testing suite of games. We're gonna add to it, trust me, I really want to. But a lot of games don't have built-in benchmarks, and it's hard to get a consistent real-time gaming experience, to do benchmarking back and forth. But that's okay, we'll figure out a way and we'll do it. The reason why we chose the 1070 Ti was because when I had a discussion with their marketing manager, or the technical marketing guy, and I said, hey, what is this card aimed at replacing? Sure, it's a 60 series card, but you already know 60 series between one gen and the next gen is not directly comparative. They're always comparing it to the previous tier higher, right? So we've got that weird stopgap card, the GTX 1070 Ti, that AIBs weren't allowed to overclock because it would be faster than a 1080, but it was there just to compete with the Vega series at the same price point. $449, and as you saw, this card was beating that card for $100 less. Also too, the Founders Edition has no markup. It is $349 MSRP, including Founders. So there's none of that bullshit to deal with. It also has a cut down TU106. I say cut down, they call it modified. It's a cut down 2070 core, but it's a TU106. It's got DLSS, it's got tensor cores, it's got RT cores, it's got all of the AI functionality that we have in its bigger brothers, and actually at a usable sizing, we'll call it. Our concern was, as we went down the stack with RTX, with the one title we can test it with at time of recording this video, that being Battlefield 5, which still DLSS has not launched yet, we just have one title to compare it with, which unfortunately doesn't paint the biggest picture, and it's not the most optimized. Once we saw the latest build of Battlefield 5, things increased dramatically to where you actually were able to play 1440p with RTX on and get more than 60 FPS. at, with the 2080 Ti. But what does that mean for the low-end cards? Well, NVIDIA is saying that you can get 68 FPS in 1080p with DXR medium on, and up to 90 FPS once DLSS is turned on. The reason why I'm mentioning it, not showing it to you, which we will do kind of a quick demo, is because, again, the DLSS build is not available yet for us to test. And the only other title that has DLSS is Final Fantasy, and that's just a synthetic benchmark. So I'd love to see the way it actually plays in games. But the fact that it has all of the features of RTX at this price point means that, unfortunately, if you were one of those people who ran out when RTX was launched and it looked like the pricing scale was just sliding all the way up and said, I'm gonna buy a Pascal card, and you bought a 1070 Ti or a 1080, it means that you paid more than you did for this card. To have less forward-facing future-proofing, we'll just use that word as much as I hate it, without DLSS, without RT cores, and all that stuff that's gonna be utilized by developers as we move forward, $100 less card giving you better performance than a card that costs $100 more. That's how it works, $100 less more, science. But feels bad though if you ran out and got a 1070 Ti when you could have gotten this 1 month later. Now look, when you compare it to the 1060, which NVIDIA likes to do, when you like to compare it to the older generation, because the numbers look so much better on paper. 1920 CUDA cores in this guy versus 1280 found in the GTX 1060. And by 1060, of course, I'm talking about the 6 gig full-size 1060, not the slightly cut down CUDA core and 3 gig version, that bastard child that should have never existed, the 1050 Ti, we're gonna call it. This, it's got 1920 CUDA cores versus 1280. It's got 30 SMs versus 10 in the 1060. It's still 6 gigs of GDDR6 versus GDDR5 in the 1060. It's got 5 gig array performance versus the 0.44 found in the 1060. That's not a fair comparison. That's just NVIDIA phoning one in. That's like saying special, news alert, special hardware is special, right? I mean, you can't really compare those numbers. Okay, that means nothing. That's besides the point. The card is everything RTX should have been. It's better, it's faster, it's cooler. The hottest I could get this was 68 degrees. It overclocks like a mother. I got this thing to almost 2200 megahertz, pushing it just past where the RTX 2070 is at its factory clock, putting it way faster than the GTX 1080. And all I did was load up Afterburner, move the sliders a little bit, hit go and run. And it did it, it took it. And yeah, so this is what RTX should have been. They could have done all this with the higher end cards, kept the price the same, and then what the news articles have said. Amazing performance for same price. NVIDIA is the best company ever. No, instead what they got was, what the hell? What the hell, man? What the hell? It was a collective what the hell heard around the world, which is why I think none of us got 2070s. But that's okay. But before we get out of here, of course, we have to do our live testing of Battlefield 5. Why Battlefield 5? As I said, it's the only title we have. Come on, developers, get with it, would you? I know NVIDIA is sending people over to your studios to help you guys get ready for it. What are you waiting for? Stop milking that teat from NVIDIA and actually put out a damn game that we can play besides Battlefield. Jesus Christ, all right, let's just play the game. So Battlefield 5, here are the settings that we've got going right now. We're in 1080p, 60 hertz. Of course, FPS is not locked because we want to see what the max FPS is. We are in DX12, but DXR is disabled. I want to show you right now what just the raw rasterization performance is like. And so I saw someone ask once, why do YouTubers suck when they play games for these demos and stuff? Because we're not on our normal configs. We're not in our normal loadouts. This isn't even like my main account I play on. This is a test account we use. It's just normally I'm not playing like this with the monitor turned sideways on a wood platform. I play good and you know it, Phil. Okay, so $350 card in 1080p Ultra, getting us over 100 FPS. So considering the fact that, oh, I saw a bad guy over there. Got him. 1440 is kind of quickly becoming the new 1080. Wow, look at the FPS, it didn't come down that much. 80? Whoa! Whoa, what the heck? So yeah, I mean, 88, 82. Phil, this is playable, right? 88 FPS, 1440p Ultra. All right, we gotta go ahead and load up some DXR now. Okay, so we have to go down from 1440. Even in NVIDIA's own reviewer's guide, they were like 1080 60 is kind of the mark there. So 1440 60, I believe that's the mark of like the 2080 Ti at this point. But as soon as I hit 1080, we look at 58, 56. Now we are in DXR Ultra, I think right now. Yes, we are. We don't want Ultra. We don't want that. We want, I think medium is where we found to be a good sweet spot because of the fact that you don't really notice that much of a difference. Well, you know, they said 68 FPS. Oh, here we go, reflection time. I saw the reflection. Their little chart showed 68 FPS. I'm seeing 77, and look at that, the core is actually hitting 99%. Oh, hey, bad guy. Ow, ow. $350 card giving you all this performance, real-time ray tracing. I mean, that, whether you're a nerd for the tech or not, that seems nearly unheard of. I know Phil and I have been super fanboying behind the scenes on ray tracing, what it looks like, and $350 card. Do me a favor, if you're one of those people that just bought a GTX 1070 Ti, would you return it today to get one of these? I think you should, if you can, but I digress. Guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, CES is coming up. Corsair is sponsoring our coverage there, so a huge thank you to Corsair for sending us to CES this year. We're gonna try and bring you the information, entertaining, kind of have some fun. It's gonna be a gauntlet. So lots of videos, hopefully you guys enjoy it. We'll try and find a way to make it exciting and interesting to watch. And we hope that you guys will enjoy our coverage. Thanks for watching, and as always, we'll see you in the next one. Oh wait, I forgot the 2080 card. Cut, we gotta start all over. Has still running 6 gigs of it. Numbers are hard to say. $2,500, bitches. You know how much money is like right here? And it's the cherry on top. Guys, what do you think of the GTX 2060?
You said GTX again.
And, I forgot what I was gonna say.